So, not actually having a glass of wine in this one. Didn't have a glass of wine in the other ones. Where I'm in the car, obviously, because I was driving. But my mom is on her way home. Yes, I still live with my mom. The plan was to move out with my ex. We signed a lease together on the Monday morning. Not a lease together, we applied to apply for a lease, if that makes sense. Monday morning he did that and then he broke up with me. If that makes sense. But I have gotten back into painting yesterday, which was the most therapeutic thing for me because I have only painted for the last 4 years of my life as a gift for somebody, which there's a story to that one, as a gift with somebody else or for college. I haven't done a piece for me. I'll show you the piece that you know what? Let me show you all the 3 pieces that I have. So, me and my ex were talking for 2 years before he decided to ask me to be his girlfriend after I got roofied. Because he thought I wouldn't remember. What a coward. Just ask me when I can remember. But I remembered, so it's okay. I was just legless the whole night, but that's a different story. But I painted him for our 6-month proper dating anniversary. The place we met in. If you're from Dublin, you know where this place is. It's Riot, it's a bar. This is where we met. It's not really a good painting. I thought it was a lot better when I gave it to him, I won't lie. But I also did it when I was finishing up 4th year of college. Yeah. So, when we broke up, this is the only thing I wanted back. Because paintings are a part of my heart, right? If I can't get the love back, I want this back. Because I knew he wouldn't hang it up. He didn't hang it up when we were together, mind you. But I knew he wouldn't hang it up in the next place he lived. He wouldn't have kept it after he got another girlfriend or his wife and him moved into a house. He wouldn't have kept this, right? So I texted him a week after he broke up with me, which was a week and a half after, which was just 3 days after our 2-year anniversary. So he broke up with me a week before our anniversary. And I was like, leave the painting out on your porch. I'll come collect it Friday evening. I texted him this on Wednesday. Took him 24 hours to reply. Sure. In those 24 hours, I post a few TikToks. He likes the TikToks. I wake up in the morning, get a text from him, see he liked my TikTok of me singing, "I'm not his bitch no mo." Cool. That's my decision made. That makes sense. I did it to myself. So I'm like, right, he's never coming back. Cool, let me get this painting back. And mind you, at this point, I'm like, I still want to get back with him. That's the love of my life. Please. So I'm hoping there's something there. But when I saw he liked the stupid ass TikTok I posted, it wasn't gonna work. So he replies to the text. He goes, "I'm dropping it to yours this evening." And he finishes work at 3. I finish work at 5. And I was like, fuck, I was hoping I'd be the power play that I'd drive by his house, whatever. I'm like, you know what, sure. He's like, I'll drop your stuff off too. Don't need, I just wanted this. And my fucking love back at this point. And my fucking dignity. To not be fucking embarrassed. So, right, I get off work early. Getting on the Lewis. Tracking him down. Looking at his location, because I still have it. He gets to my place. I am a 10-minute walk away. I'm sprinting. because when he goes, oh, I'm dropping it off, I was like, okay, thanks. He goes, I'm sending you the flights to Copenhagen as well so you can go. What a gentleman. What a fucking gentleman. I'm like, thanks, we can talk about it later. Hoping he's gonna have a conversation with me. No, the pussy won't. No, he won't. And I'm like, I go, we'll talk later. He goes, why? What's there to talk about? Mind you, our breakup lasted 6 fucking minutes. And I didn't say anything. I was just like, okay. And then he just told me I was the reason his mental health's bad. I'll show you bad mental health here in a fucking second when I have a psychotic breakdown. And I was like, wow, I didn't know you were capable of this. He goes, look, it's too hard to talk to you right now and I want to leave things the way that they are. You want to leave me just hanging around? You want to still have my Snapchat? You want to still have my location? You want to still see what I'm doing on socials? No. So that's when he got blocked on TikTok, removed off Instagram, removed off Snapchat. And I'm thinking like he might be like waiting around for me to come home or whatever. And I see he leaves the location as soon as I'm getting off the Lewis. And I'm like, okay, removed location, that's it. That's done. I'm never talking to this man again. Oh, also when I said, he goes, it's too hard to talk to you right now and I want to leave things alone. And I went, what do those two things even fucking mean? Because what do you mean you're throwing 4 years away in the drain? I was like, okay. Well, I said, what do those two things even mean? And he was like, look, I'm just dropping it off. And I go, okay. So I got my stuff, etc., etc. So that's the story of how I got my painting back. I'm hanging it up in my house. Just to prove a point, because I won't have any other boyfriends ever again. Then there was a weekend where he went up to go see his family from Belfast. And I never got to meet his family from Belfast because he told me his nanny is very religious and two people who aren't married can't sleep in the same room. We could have slept in different fucking rooms. You could have invited me. Anyways, so he goes off and does that, and then I meet up with my friends and we have a little sip and paint. So I made this one. That's the way it looks. The raspberries. So I made that painting after he told me I couldn't come see his family, and then his mom snitched on him being like, what? Nanny blah 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 is fine with people staying over now. He goes, why did you say that, ma'am? Like, you've embarrassed me in front of Helen, like I've been lied to all these years. I believe him anyways, whatever. That's okay. Now, this is the first painting. God, it looks awful on camera. I still need to put the like shiny thing on it, but I made this. It's a lily with 4 petals and the 4-letter word risk instead of love put on it. Because I've always told people love is a risk and you should take it. So, I had 1 glass of wine, sat down last night, window open, painted my painting. That's what I did. And I think as a person who's very creative, dating a person who's very athletic and does other things, they always tell you just sit at home, watch YouTube and aren't like have no hobbies, but like being creative is a hobby and you see the world differently, but your hobby has to come to you when it matters most. Like, I needed to make this painting. I put so much emotion in the like brush strokes, and like this color choice wasn't me, but this was very like pastel-y and purpley and like blue and colorful, and then I put this on and then it made that look just has that bit of the darkness that I need it to have, which is me. So yeah, I'm back into painting. My tarot cards I'm in and out of because sometimes you're fucking playing with fire with those cards. And I'm applying to jobs that I want. So that's where my life is currently at right now. I picked my outfits. I finally threw away my Sambas that he bought me because they were busted and I just kept them because he bought them for me. Yeah. I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I'm happy with some of the things that happened. I'm not happy with the other things that have happened, which is natural, fully natural. And like a breakup and a relationship, even during it. But I don't think I'll date again. Like it's hard for me. I don't really like men. Not that I'm a lesbian. But it's just hard. It's hard for me to see a value in a man because I've grown up as an only child with a mother who needed me to be the man. And speaking of being the man, not in terms of physicality or the stuff that I did in my own personal life was manly, but I planned the dates, I planned the future, I was applying for the houses together. He wanted to live with his friends. Well, he wanted to live with me, that's what he told me, but I feel like he just wanted to live with his friends. So I was the only one doing progress on the relationship, and I was thinking about our careers together versus he was just looking at his career and said, Helen, you'll be fine. When like in reality, being an architect, when the economy is shit, being an architect in general isn't easy, but being an architect when the economy is up and down is stressful. And we never get paid enough. It's like the lowest paid design degree that you can have. But that's where my hobbies comes in. I literally go to work and I love what I fucking do. And I realized this after the breakup. I loved architecture so much. In college, my first class honors degree is right behind you guys. But I loved it so much that I was like putting my boyfriend on the back burner, which probably wasn't good for him, to be fair. But he was understanding and I really appreciated that. That was really nice of him. But once I got out of it, I was like, right, I can actually put more time and effort and stuff into the relationship. He obviously got freaked out by that. Didn't like it. And the last 2 months before we broke up, I made no plans with him, except for the concerts I already booked. But I made no plans with him solely to see what he would do, which is petty and rude. But also he said he needed a bit of space and time for himself. So I was like, right, you can either choose to be with your friends during that time and I'll just do whatever, or you can plan something with me. Like, why do I have to always ask first? And for the last 2 months, it was literally, right, I have plans with my friends, come join. Versus like, I think he needed space to just go with his friends and I could be by myself and do whatever I wanted and watch my little YouTube videos and have a little fun. But that was clearly not good for him. Or maybe it was great for him. Maybe he realized he likes his friends, which I know he does. But I was very much good and supportive, but couldn't really drink with his friends because I realized I was not that nice of a person drunk to his friends because I held so much resentment. There's so much resentment that I have for like how much time and effort he was allowed or he let himself put into his friends, and he never showed up the same way for me since moving in with his friends. And I think that's where the love started fading. I felt it. Since then, I was acting insane. I was having so many dreams of him cheating on me, breaking up with me, telling me he doesn't love me anymore. And sure, I guess I manifested that in a way, if you think about it. But it was also my intuition telling me, like, something bad's gonna happen. And I was trying so hard to fight those things. But yeah, I'm back into my painting. I'm sat on the bus home for an hour and a half, and I'm not angry because I'm thinking the world is taking my time away from him. Or I'm not angry when I get home because he talks to me more in work than he does when he's at home, when he has more free time. Like, I'm very much so less of an angry person, which me now finds this insane to think about, because I would always say he made me a better person. Like, I was baking for him and his friends all the time. I was doing a lot of stuff like that. Sorry, I don't like whatever angle that is. Yeah. But now I'm like, I go out, talk to strangers, and I'm not having social anxiety, or I don't feel like I have to report back to him that I'm having conversations with, like, just having a normal, like, dropping something to the planning office, and the guy complimented my tattoos and stuff. I'm worried that he'd get jealous and stuff like that. Like, I was very much not that person, but because he was so jealous, I turned into that person. So I kind of stopped looking at life like that once he was gone. And the days go by faster now. I'm in work, I put on my music, I watch my little YouTube videos, I have conversations with people in the office. There's a pimple, like, growing, and it's really sore. But yeah, I'm having, like, conversations with random people here and there. Where was I going with that? But yeah, I'm doing things like that, and I'm not, like, holding a grudge or angry because somebody else is able to talk to me and ask me stuff. And yet he did ask me how my day was, and, like, in the evenings I'd ask him to always talk to me, but he was like, I'm just gaming. And that's exactly what my other ex did. And never once in my life did I go to him. Well, I did before the relationship, and he told me he'd never be like this, but I never once, when he was actively hurting me with ignoring me, say, you're just like my second ex. Like, you've literally morphed into him. You moved to the same fucking town as him. You literally only text me back every hour and a half, and then forget what I texted you because we still texted on Snapchat. Never once said that. But when I wanted to, on my birthday, to just us two be alone, but he wanted to go to a barbecue and go clubbing with his friends, and I said no multiple times, he didn't listen and went, my ex always used to say no. So of course you feel guilty, and of course you're not going to say no. So where was I on my birthday? It was my birthday weekend. It was the day after my birthday, but my birthday was on the Saturday. My birthday was on the Friday. This was on the Saturday. So where was I on the Saturday, my birthday weekend? Out clubbing with his friends. Not having a good time. I was actually not having a good time. And he didn't notice once. Didn't fucking notice once. Didn't even say, well, he did say, look, if you really don't want to go, say no. I said no 3 times, and he still pressured me into going. So stuff like that makes you feel second best and makes you question their love for you or how much they value you, is sometimes not worth it. Because I became so resentful, so mean, because of little stabs like that were not happening in our, like, talking stage. In our 2-year talking stage. It was not happening. So unless our 2-year talking stage was to see who else wanted him, and he was like, okay, right, this one's really persistent. So unless that happened. But yeah, I've ran out of canvases. I'll probably just use paper. And yeah, I'm kind of, yesterday was like a really good day for me in just accepting all the happy little things that happened, and that loving someone is so great and it shows that you're human and you have emotions. But do you know what? In my head and heart he's my soulmate, but he was not acting like my soulmate, if that makes sense. It's sad to think about like the potential that could have been, especially when you were like actively in the middle of planning and doing your future plans, and you're like, oh, you did not want any of this. So it is insane that way. That's kind of it. I'm back into painting. My music that I'm finding is making me feel better than ever. Not my mom home. Maybe. My music's making me feel better than ever. My job is not fun. Being an architect is never really that fun, but it's taken up my time and I'm not dreading my job, which is a new discovery for me. It really is. I'm not going to stay in my job though long. I want to move to a different country. But now I'm thinking of like staying for a bit, getting registered as an architect, so that will probably take 2.5 years, and registering just so I can be able to move and relocate and ask for more money. That's my plan.